56. Bond stands alone.
Now Booker with Tucker on him. Throws it up for Ayton. Shot blocked by Antetokounmpo. What a block from Giannis.
17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open. Chicago with the lead.
Minute remaining. And they're putting Curry in the pick and roll, trying to get him on Irving. Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
We're sending it in, Jerome. That's for damn sure.
Yes. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Tap Room Sports Podcast. I am your host, Jordan Stacks on Stacks Flats. Joined, as always, with my guy, Mr. Big Ballin', Ben Larson. How we doing tonight, Ben?
Yes, doing well, man. Can't complain.
Nice.
Going back to the grind tomorrow, but
Yep.
gotta pay those bills, huh?
Yep. It's life, man.
Yeah.
That's life.
How you doing? Busy week for you?
Very busy week. Was in DC. Back. Luckily, I flew out Thursday. Fuck, if I flew Friday, I would have been fucked, dude.
Oh yeah, that shit's crazy.
I would have been absolutely screwed. So thank God for that. But yeah, man, it was DC's beautiful, beautiful area, man. Shout out to the people of Maryland. Beautiful place. I was more on the Maryland side.
City's kind of trash.
I mean, there's bad trash parts
yeah.
of every city, but
Every city, that's true.
I thought it was cool. It was my first time there. Thought it was beautiful.
Yeah. No, DC is a great place if you know where to go, and when you're not there, when it's fucking tourist central. So
Yeah, there was a lot of people in general, dude. My flight from Chicago to DC was like literally a fucking class, like middle school kids, like half the flight, dude.
Yep.
It was crazy, but anyways, we are back. Got some Major League Baseball to talk about. I did want to touch on Tiger Woods as well. Jake Paul, some other stuff. But obviously we're like deep into Major League Baseball. Trade deadline is 9 days away now. After this weekend, we're kind of seeing more of a picture of, who's going to be buyers, who's going to be sellers, etc. So we'll touch on that obviously tonight. Talk playoff implications, recap some big series that happened. Mariners, Astros, one of them. So yes, thank you everybody for joining us. We are being brought to you by the Sharps app, SHARPZ. Make sure to download it. Use promo code JORD517. It's free to download, free to use. Sharps app. Become a better. Track your bets. Become a better. Sorry. If you're in the chat, say what's up. If you have anything you want to talk about or want to add in, chime in, let us know. I am keeping an eye on the chat, which I'm not usually good at, but I swear I'm gonna be better. So thank you everybody for tapping in with us, man. Excited to be here. Very excited. First thing I want to talk about, obviously the Open Championship. It was a wild weekend. Shout out to Xander Schauffele for raising the claret jug. A guy that really struggled in winning tournaments and closing tournaments has now won the PGA Championship and the Open Championship in the same year, which is huge going forward. It was a wild tournament. If anyone watched it, feel very bad for golfers that had to tee off on the morning on Thursday and then on the afternoon on Friday. They got the worst of the worst. Shane Lowry was our leader after day 2, and he got the best of both worlds. He got the best weather of both worlds, and I
think he had like 2 bad holes yesterday where it was just pouring on him. But other than that,
yesterday he was terrible. It was terrible weather where he played. I mean, he shot like 7 over, 5 over or something. It was, I mean, he just absolutely folded. But he finally got some bad weather, and that's how a lot of these tournaments in Europe go, dude. Sometimes you got to get lucky with the weather, and Shane Lowry got lucky the first 2 days and did not get lucky the last 2 days. Well,
Yeah.
actually, today was a lot nicer weather all the way around. But the one thing I want to talk about is Tiger Woods, because Tiger Woods, he made the cut at the Masters, missed the cut at the U.S. Open, and then he misses the cut here at the Open Championship. And there's a lot of people talking and saying, like, maybe Tiger should retire. Like, he just doesn't look the same. Obviously, he's a lot older. He's like 47 years old now. But what's your thoughts about Tiger, Ben, and kind of like where he stands right now, in his playing career?
Yeah, I mean, you never want to see somebody go out at the bottom, but I don't know when he's gonna even come close to being at the top again. And that's the hard part with such a prolific golfer, was he was so high up there. He was such on that golf pedestal. And now, the injuries started happening, then the car crash, and it just continues to take more and more out of him. And I don't see a time where he's going to come and compete anymore. Yeah, he might make the cut at some of these smaller tournaments that you don't get a lot of the big names in, but that's not what he wants to be doing. If I were him, I would focus on, is it Charlie, right? His son?
Yeah.
I would focus on Charlie's career. I would focus on his brand and continue to build that into a success, because he's not getting any success on the course.
Yeah.
Whatsoever. And he's making fucking enemies out there, and people that he played with for years upon years. I mean, Phil said he won't even talk to him anymore.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of the Phil thing has to do with bouncing for LIV and stuff. I don't know. I'm not in their relationship or anything. I don't know. But I think the interesting thing is, and you mentioned like making cuts of smaller tournaments. I think that's the biggest issue, is like, I don't think he plays in enough tournaments. And then it's like the only tournaments he does play is like Riviera, which he's technically the host, so like he has to play it. And then obviously the majors, and like the majors are the most difficult courses that the PGA Tour has to offer. You know what I mean? So it's like he's only playing those difficult courses, and yeah, he plays golf like year round and every day and shit, but he's not playing like PGA Tour courses every single day, like that are built for tournaments, right? Yeah, he's playing good courses, but they adjust these courses for tournaments every single week. And I think that's a huge issue, and I think that is a huge issue for him, and why he's kind of struggling. And then obviously the injuries, and he's older, and he's just not the same guy that he once was, obviously. But I'm not a kind of guy that's like, oh yeah, he should retire. Like, that's his choice, and it's like he said to the media on Wednesday or Thursday or whatever day it was, when someone said that he should retire, and he's like, I'm a past champion, like I'm exempt till I'm 60, so it doesn't really matter what anyone else thinks. Like, I could play this if I want, and it's true, man. Like, he deserves that, and like, he is one of the greatest golfers to ever live. He's definitely the greatest golfer of our lifetime. So I do think that he should go out on his own terms. However, I was flying back from DC on Thursday, and I'm watching the broadcast, and they show Tiger most of the time because everyone wants to see Tiger, and it's like,
yeah,
bro, it was painful watching that dude. Like, he was so bad, bro. Like,
yeah,
it was painful. Like, he looked like one of us out there. I mean, he shot like 14 over. Like, it was terrible.
I'm still not shooting. What was it, a 79? But
well, obviously, but I mean, like,
yeah,
he was
yeah,
like,
I know.
He was struggling, dude, and
he looked human.
Yeah,
that's the big thing.
Yeah. And it was very difficult to watch, man. So I do want to see Tiger out there, but I do think that he should play more of the smaller tournaments and kind of get a feel, get going a little bit, get some momentum, get some flow to his game, sort of say. But I do agree with you too. Like, focus on Charlie, and focus on Sunday Red, his brand, and elevating all that. But it's painful to watch, man. That tournament was painful to watch for most of it.
Yeah, the whole tournament was painful. Maybe get a new logo too, because maybe that one that wasn't drawn by Charlie when he was in third grade. But Just an opinion there.
They already launched. They just launched the brand. They can't
I
rebrand
know, it looks
already.
fucking horrible though. Horrible.
All right, let's move over to Jake Paul. We had the Jake Paul versus Mike Perry fight last night.
Who?
Yeah,
Who's this fucking asshat?
And I'm watching the fight because there was nothing else on, dude. And it's funny because AK texted me and he was like, "Should we make a bet on it?" And I was like, "Well, bro, like if you're not betting Jake Paul, it's basically worthless because he's gonna win." And after watching it, I'm just like, it's to the point where I'm just like, bro, like he talks about wanting to be a champion in 2.5 years, but like, how are you gonna be a champion if you're not fighting boxers, dude?
Yeah.
And the only boxer he has faced, he's lost. So he's 0-1 against boxers. Like, if he's serious about becoming a champion and about becoming a boxer, he needs to start fighting boxers, dude. He needs to step into that realm of boxing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because this shit is like, it's stupid. Like that dude Mike Perry, I mean, he looked like he was terrible last week. I mean, he took the fight on like 2 weeks' notice, first of all, but he's not a boxer, dude.
Yeah. To be honest, I didn't even know there was a Logan Paul fight.
Jake Paul,
excuse me.
Yeah, I mean, nobody really did. The only reason why I knew is because everyone on Twitter was talking about it.
Yeah. I had no fucking clue there was a fight last night. I mean, I still probably wouldn't have watched it just because I think he's a fucking... I think the whole idea is absolute trash because we know these guys are just throwing the fights because they're making a hell of a lot more money if they throw the fight.
I don't even think they're necessarily throwing the fights more than like they just don't. They're not boxers, dude.
Yeah. Well, no, I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's some of those of if you put me down, then you're only gonna get this percentage of the the purse, but if you let me win, then you'll get this percentage.
Well, I mean, I will say, like, dude, Jake Paul was like a much better boxer than Mike Perry, dude. Like, he's actually like got skill as a boxer. It's just he's not boxing boxers, so we don't know how good he actually is at boxing. And like I said, the only boxer he's actually faced, he's lost to. So, and that's why I say if he's serious about boxing and he says he's serious and he says he takes it hella serious and he says that he wants to be a champion in 2.5 years, how are you going to be a champion if you don't even fight boxers? Like that doesn't make any sense, dude.
Yeah,
he fights like 1 or 2 fights a year, and he wants to be a champion in 2.5 years, and his next fight's gonna be a fucking 60-year-old Mike Tyson, dude. Like, what are we doing, dude?
Yep.
What are we fucking doing? And it's like after that, he says he wants to fight Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira's not a boxer; he's a kickboxer. It just doesn't make any sense to me, dude. Like, he's contradicting himself by saying he wants to be a serious boxer, but yet he doesn't go after and schedule boxers unless they're 60 years old.
Yeah, because he knows he's gonna fucking lose, and he knows a real boxer isn't gonna put their professional career, their ranking
I think
behind them.
I absolutely think they would. I mean, obviously he has to work his way up. He's not going to jump in the ring and fight fucking Canelo. That's not going to happen. But, I guarantee you boxers.
Yeah, but how many of these young boxers are going to be like, oh, he's going to pay me this much money if I lose? So why, dude, I don't even make this much money.
They're not throwing the fights, dude. He's not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
There's conditions in their contract that
we don't know that, though. That's speculation. We don't know that. What I do know is that he's not fighting boxers, and the one boxer he has fought, he lost to.
Yeah.
And I think that's why he's dodging boxers. I don't think it has anything to do with boxers dodging him. I think he's dodging boxers because if he starts to lose, then he loses the lust of drawing people to his fights, but also he keeps saying, I want to be a champion in 2.5 years. I want to be a champion in 2.5 years. If he fights boxers and he starts losing, then that's out the fucking
there's
window.
no way in hell. Yeah.
There's also no way in hell he's gonna become a champion if he's not fighting boxers.
Yeah. Unless he makes his own fucking
champion.
Yeah.
which he probably will do at some point. And then he's
gonna try, yeah.
And then he's gonna say, "See, I told you I was gonna be a champion." Yeah, fucking bet, bro. The dude's fucking
What's
annoying.
What's his boxing group?
I don't know, fucking loser. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna take him serious until he actually starts fighting boxers. I'm done.
Nobody's taking him seriously.
I'm done. He could talk all the shit he wants on TV or whatever, but dude, no one should take him serious until he actually fucking steps up and fights another boxer. Like,
Yeah. That's not in his 60s.
Yeah.
Well, even then, he's gonna get destroyed by Mike Tyson.
I don't know, bro. He's 60 years old, dude.
I know, but Tyson just has to land one punch, and Jake's fucking twitching on the ground.
The other thing too is like he fights dudes like that he's like twice the size of too. Like last night he was like twice the size of Mike Perry, dude.
Yeah,
Shit's not even fair. Mike Perry was doing a good job using his head as fucking a pad against his fucking gloves though. Bro, that fool like refused to like block his head, dude. I'm like, this guy's just walking into punches, dude.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk some Major League Baseball. So, first series of the weekend under wraps. We had some big series go down. We had the Astros Mariners, which we'll talk about. We had a little series between the Twins and Brewers. Brewers took both those games. We had the Dodgers and Red Sox. Dodgers took all three of those games. The Red Sox have fallen out. They're now one behind the Royals in the wild card. We had the Orioles and Rangers. Orioles took 2 out of 3 there, and they pushed the Rangers, 7.5 back of the wild card now, basically out. The Yankees dropped 2 of 3, but they still have 1 more tomorrow against the Rays, so they can even the series there.
What a surprise that's been on the division though. The division races now they're what
3.5 back.
Yeah,
because the Orioles lost today too.
Okay.
The Pirates took 2 out of 3 against the Philadelphia Phillies. The Pirates are only a half game back of the wild card. Padres took 2 out of 3 against the Guardians. The Padres, Diamondbacks, and Mets are all tied. The Diamondbacks and Cubs, which we talked about on Thursday, the Diamondbacks took 2 out of 3 in that series. The Cubs are now 3.5 back. And then the Nationals they swept the Reds, and both those teams now are 4 games back.
Yep. The Rockies aren't the worst team in baseball or in the NL anymore.
The Rockies are not the worst team in the NL. That's true.
Yeah, it's because they got lucky this weekend. Two lucky wins against the Giants.
Yeah, the Giants got some issues though, man.
Oh, I don't disagree, but
Giants got some
horrible.
bullpen issues.
You got some extra player on with those umpires out there this last weekend in that series. One's giving you assist on a.
Oh yeah, that was. I mean, that wasn't really his fault, but yeah, that was a huge blow because the Giants would have blown that game open.
Yep.
If that didn't happen.
And then umpires were home plate umpire was at 81% efficiency on Saturday night.
That's terrible.
That's horrible.
That is terrible.
Absolutely fucking.
Who was
horrible.
behind the plate?
I don't remember who it was.
I didn't watch last night because I didn't have any skin in the game, so
yeah.
I was busy. I think that at the same time the Mariners game was on, the Astros Mariners. I was watching that one. What were you gonna say, though, Ben?
I was gonna say it goes both ways, but it was bad.
Yeah,
I think there were 18 blown calls against the Giants.
That's bad. I do want to really hit on the Astros and Mariners series because the Mariners were 10 games ahead in the AL West 24 games ago, dude. That's how few of games it took them to blow a 10-game lead. Mm-hmm. The Astros, I mean, technically they're now tied for first. I guess I was right. They're tied. I guess by percentage points, the Astros are a little higher, but because the Mariners did win today, but the Mariners have just absolutely fucking choked this division lead away. And the Astros are right there now. And then on top of that, dude, Julio Rodriguez gets hurt today.
Yeah.
And we don't know how long he's going to be out for. He might hit the IL tomorrow. We haven't heard anything yet. But he couldn't walk off the field on his own power. So, if you're the Mariners at this point, and let's just say you lose Julio to the 10-day IL, and let's just say best case scenario he's out for 10 days, right? Mm-hmm. What does this team look like on July 31st on the trade deadline, Ben?
Well, I mean, they're going to have to do a lot because you also are losing Ty France.
Yeah, but I mean, they're waiving Ty France, but he's still on the roster though.
Yeah, but he can choose not to go to be designated, and that means he's a free agent, right?
No, so the way outright waivers works is if another team claims him, they have to negotiate a trade. And then that team would trade for Ty France and his contract. If nobody claims him, then he just stays on the Mariners roster. And if he doesn't accept an option to AAA, then they can DFA him, which means that anybody can just pick him up without having to give up anything.
Yeah.
That's why outright waivers is a joke, dude. The Blue Jays did it with Kevin Kiermaier last month, and obviously no one's gonna trade for Kevin Kiermaier at this point. Yeah, and he's still just on their roster. So, I honestly I don't know what this is gonna look like. However, the Mariners have said that they're gonna call up Tyler Locklear, and who's gonna play first base and get regular at bats at first base for them. So, I do think that the Mariners are looking to move on from Ty France. However, I will say this, dude. Ty France 2 years ago was an all-star.
Yeah.
All right, he was a good player. I could very well see him going to another team, getting a fresh start, and being a lot better.
Yep. Absolutely.
And it just so seems like everybody that leaves the Mariners just it gets better.
Yep. Yeah. No,
Hernandez.
You're not wrong. Especially if you're on a team that is having offensive success, you can definitely build off of that. And man, this team, especially going down and losing your literal best, your best batter there, in Julio for who knows how long, because he was writhing in pain.
Yeah, he couldn't even walk off the field. But Scott Service did say that like MRIs or X-rays or whatever the fuck they did came up negative, so he probably just has like a sprained ankle. But I mean, sprained ankles can last fucking months, dude.
Yep.
It can last up to 2 months sometimes, depending on the severity of it. Sometimes breaking your ankle is actually better than spraining it.
Yeah, it depends on where the sprain is.
So, and that's my thing is like if they lose him to the IL, I mean, dude, they could very well. I know they have the 3 games against the Angels coming up,
and then the White Sox right after that, so they got a little bit of a cushion there.
But I mean, they can't hit against anybody, Ben.
No, you're right.
I mean, right before the All-Star break. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, then they go into a really difficult schedule too. You got Boston, you got Philly, Detroit, New York Mets, Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit's playing good ball right now.
5 hard. Those are. Oh no, I guess 2 of those are out of conference, but or league, excuse me. But you got 4 kind of bigger powerhouses there.
Yep. And the other thing too is like they dropped 3 out of 4 against the Angels before the All-Star break. So it's not like the Angels are a walk in the park for them.
Mm-hmm.
Because this team can't hit. And then you take out Julio, who's your best hitter.
Yeah.
I mean, who's going to produce for this offense?
You're asking Cal Raleigh to do a lot. He is not.
Victor Robles has been good too since they picked him up.
He has. He's only got what, like 41 at bats in 25 games. So
yeah, but he's been playing really good, and he's a former top prospect. I mean, there was once a time where people were saying that he was the next Juan Soto.
Oh.
So he's got potential,
or
I should say the potential's there. But I mean, like, this was like 5 years ago that people were saying this, and now. Now it's 2024, so. But I mean, he has looked a lot better of late. But yeah, I mean, this could be the end of the road for the Mariners, Ben. I mean, it's good that they have the Angels and the White Sox coming up, because the Astros they have a 3-game set against the A's coming up, and the A's
Mhm.
are no walk in the park right now. The A's are playing really good baseball.
Yep.
So that's that's tough, but the Astros are really starting to figure it out, and Hunter Brown looks really good, and if they can
Didn't
get
have. That's right.
I was just say if they get another starter, dude, that
Yeah.
they're definitely gonna run away with that division, dude.
Yeah, and Astros have kind of a middle of the road schedule coming up. 3 against Oakland, then they go into LA, and play the Dodgers. Then they have Pittsburgh for 3, and then Tampa Bay and Texas. So little easier route, for the final two sets. I'd even put Pittsburgh in that middle of the pack. So
Pittsburgh, man, they looked really good
Pittsburgh
against the
and
Phillies this weekend.
yeah, Pittsburgh and Oakland, I think, are kind of middle of the pack. You get hard against the Dodgers, and then easier against Tampa Bay and Texas.
Yeah, the Dodgers look good
So,
against the Red Sox this weekend.
yep.
Red Sox dropped 3 in a row, and I knew there was some regression coming for the Red Sox. The last 30 days, they had like a 395 BABIP. So they were hitting 395 and balls batted in play, which is it's unsustainable. Like, that's just can't happen. So I knew there was some offensive regression coming. But the funny thing is like they put up a lot of runs in this Dodgers series, except for Friday, and they lost all 3 games. And they had a chance to win basically all 3 games and lost them.
Yeah.
Which is and now they drop behind the Kansas City Royals, who they took 2 of 3 of right before the All-Star break.
Mhm.
And for some reason, I feel like the Kansas City Royals, I feel like they play the White Sox like every other fucking week, dude.
Mm.
Bro, Seth Lugo has already started 3 times against the White Sox, bro.
Let's
There's
see.
no way they have another series against the White Sox this year. That has to be over with.
They have July 29th, 30th, and 31st.
Bro, how do they play the White Sox so many
And that's
goddamn
it.
times, dude?
That's it.
They play the White Sox every fucking day, dude.
See, they
feels like-
just finished up, so they have
And I also feel like the Royals are always home, dude. They've had 52 home games already, and only 48 away games. And like they're home for like they're home for the next 3 games against Diamondbacks. So they go on the road after that.
no, they play Chicago at home.
Bro, how are they always at home?
Then they go another Chicago set in Chicago. Then they go to Detroit. It's pretty back and forth. 6 games on, 6 games off.
Bro, how are they always at home, dude? They're always at home and they always play the White Sox.
Yeah.
And they always play shitty teams, dude. Every time I turn around, they're playing a fucking losing team. Like I was looking at Seth Lugo's game logs today, and he's made 21 starts and 11 of them have been against fucking like just dog shit teams. And then he's had like 5 against mediocre teams. And it's like, you're telling me this dude's only played like 6 good teams, and those 6 good teams he's gotten shelled.
Yep.
It's like, dude, how the fuck did they pull this off, dude? How did they get this schedule?
Yeah. That's the big thing.
It's insane. But it is what it is. I mean, you can only play the schedule in front of you.
That's true.
Who do you think takes the wild card for the AL? Do you think? Because in my opinion, I think the Orioles, Guardians, Astros, Yankees, and Twins are all better than the Royals, and I think the Red Sox are better than the Royals.
I think the Red Sox are better than the Royals as well. Yeah. I think the Red Sox take that last spot. I
The
think
Red Sox
they,
just have
they
a hard schedule, Ben.
What is the Red Sox schedule?
They have the
Let's
hardest
see.
schedule according to FanGraphs for the rest of the year.
Remaining.
Because they still have hella games against the Orioles. Because they're in the same division. And I think they've only played like 3 or 4 games already.
They have
this year.
7 games against the Orioles. They've got damn hell fireworks out here. 7 games against the Yankees.
And then they have to play the
Yeah.
fucking Mariners.
You've got 6 games against Houston.
Oh, the Astros too.
Yeah. You've got 3 against the Mariners.
They got a pretty tough schedule, dude.
Yeah. Excuse me, 6 against the Mariners. 6? No, I saw that series twice. 3 against the Mariners. Yeah. I mean, they're gonna have to win. They're gonna have to win all those series against Texas, against Kansas City, another one against Texas, Arizona. You got 7 against Toronto. You really have to take those games.
They need Tristan Cassis back, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and what are these teams going to do at the deadline? Because to be honest, I think Boston is better team than Kansas City, but you're right. Kansas City has a lot easier of a schedule. Not that much easier, but it's easier. And who are these guys going to go out and get? I think you really can't pick a team until 10 days from now when the deadline's passed.
Damn, I just
'Cause it's
Tristan Cassis. So Alex Cora said on Friday, Tristan Cassis is still a while away before making a rehab assignment. This dude has been out since April, dude.
yeah,
That's not good.
so maybe they are the team that just misses it. Same with Seattle. I mean, unless Seattle picks up.
Well, I mean, even without Cassis, I still think the Red Sox are a better team than the Royals. Because, I mean, dude, the Royals they're Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, and Vinny Pasquantino, and then it's like a bunch of meh. And then, like, their starting pitching's been good, but, like I said, like, they've had the easiest schedule in baseball this year.
Yeah.
Bro, they are 26 and 29 against teams over 500. I mean, they played a lot of bad teams. A lot of bad teams. To be honest, the AL Central in general has played a lot of bad teams.
Mhm.
The Twins are also bad against good teams. But I do think the Twins are, when they're healthy, I think the Twins, they have a health issue right now too, because Carlos Correa is on the IL.
And he just
Obviously,
got put on today. Somebody else too.
Obviously, Royce Lewis has been on the IL.
Who else was just put on? Somebody else.
Oh, Paddock. They put Paddock.
Paddock,
in.
yeah.
He's trash though. He's whatever. But they, that's a team that. I don't know. It's just that division's crazy, bro. And then the Guardians have like regressed to the mean. I mean, they're 3-7 in their last 10. They just lost 2 of 3 to the to the Padres, and they scored 1 run in the last 18 innings of that series, Ben.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, but being 5 games up, does Minnesota or Kansas City catch them?
I think Minnesota has the potential to. I don't know about Kansas City, but I do think that Minnesota can.
And if they can, but if they can stay healthy. And
Yeah,
they need
Minnesota-
to pick up a pitcher.
Minnesota does have to stay healthy.
They have to pick up the pitcher. That's instrumental.
I mean, they could definitely use a starter for sure. I mean, there's just so many teams that need starting pitching, though.
Yep.
It's just out of control how bad a lot of these starting pitching is in the league right now.
Mhm.
That's why it's like, I just keep looking at the Tigers, and I'm like, they're 6 back, but it's like, dude, the only team that has better rotation than them is the fucking Mariners. And that's questionable, right? Because Scooball's better than any of the Mariners pitchers, right?
Mhm.
And then it's like you got Reese Olson and Jack Flaherty. Jack Flaherty and what's his face? Logan Gilbert. They might be like the same right now.
Yeah.
So the Tigers might have a better starting rotation. So if they can get any production from their offense, they can make a run at the wild card still.
Yeah.
It's like, and I just keep looking at the Tigers, bro, and I'm just like, dude, they can make a run at the wild card. Only 2 games under 500 right now. 7-3 in their last 10. It's insane, dude. The fuck is Irv saying?
He's saying, Ben, they aren't throwing fights, but he's not fighting boxers for a reason, though. And yes, they're making more money if they lose. So why would you win if you can make twice, if not 3 times as much?
No. These dudes aren't beating them, bro. He's picking guys that don't box for a reason. But that's here nor there.
There's clauses in the contract. He wants to be
I don't think there's
a
clauses.
one-loss fighter. We know that there's clauses. It's been said that way.
No, there hasn't.
Fucking Nate Diaz said that.
What did Nate Diaz say? Find this for me. What did he say?
Why would I? It was like, why wouldn't I make more money or something like that?
Well, yeah, he made more money than he ever made fighting Jake Paul, but Nate Diaz isn't a boxer. Nate Diaz is a fucking weirdo.
He is a very, very big weirdo.
That just likes to take a beating. the dude can't. Nate Diaz is not a boxer, bro. He's a fucking MMA fighter, bro. That's the thing, is he's fighting like these old ass MMA fighters, brother, that are like over the hill and can't even get MMA fights, but he's boxing them because, you know, he wants to make his record look good in these amateur boxing matches. It is what it is, but you know, if he wants to be serious and keep saying, I'm going to be a cruiserweight champion in 2.5 years, bro, you're not going to be a cruiserweight champion in 2.5 years if you're not fighting actual fucking boxers, bro. Because to be a cruiserweight champion, you're going to have to fight boxers. So you're just going to fight all these bums and all these dudes that don't fucking box, and then you're going to go fight an actual boxer for a belt? Yeah, I can totally tell that's going to work, dude. That's going to go real well.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what happens with Mike Tyson. But that motherfucker's 60 years old, bro.
Yeah.
Wouldn't even be shocked if Mike Tyson like fucking falls down without even getting hit.
Wow.
60 years old, man. Like, bro, that's 60.
Yep. 62, right?
Is he 62? He's over 60?
62. Yeah.
God damn, bro. What are we doing? Shit is insane. Like, why?
No, he's 58.
58?
I thought there was something that said like he's 62.
I mean, his body probably is fucking like 70, dude. After all the boxing. But
yeah, I thought that was the big reason why he. What did he have? Like, he was coming down from the plane fight, and he got.
Yeah, he had to like cancel the last match because like he had like some health scare.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if the next fight gets fucking canceled, dude. Shit's just stupid, bro. All right. Where were we with baseball? Oh, the Tigers. Yeah, man, the Tigers are like right there, Ben. They can definitely make a push for the playoffs, dude. They got the best rotation. They just gotta fucking be able to get some hits.
Yeah, it's a big part of baseball right there.
As far as the NL is concerned, though, the NL we got a really tight race in, and the Nationals sweeping the Reds kind of like pushed them back up into the race. But I still don't think the Nationals are gonna buy at the deadline. I think that their additions are gonna come from their minor league team. Like I expect Dylan Cruz to come up at some point in the next month, and that'll give them a push.
Think so?
I think so. James Wood looks fucking I mean, he looks incredible, Ben.
Yeah.
Like he's every part of what
I was just telling you guys, he's gonna be the fucking next best thing.
he's every
He's a
part of that shit. Like he's there. That team just does not give up either. I mean, every single game against the Reds, they were down and they came back and won those games.
Mhm.
Every single one. And the Reds on their end, bro, they need a bullpen. Desperado.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even sure
Lee Desperado, yeah.
I'm not even sure there's enough moves they can make to make that bullpen respectable, dude. Like that bullpen fucking blows, dude.
Yep. Yeah, and at this point, when you're, I mean, I guess they're only 4 games out of the wild card, but it's like, when do you throw in the towel? When do you say, okay, this isn't going to be our year? At 4 games back, I guess you don't do that, but we all know the Cincinnati team is not going anywhere, even if they make it to a wild card spot.
Yeah, but I mean they're young and they still don't have Matt McClain.
Yeah, so maybe this is how long is it going to be until he comes back?
They're saying August.
So maybe this is another kind of Cincinnati at Nationals. Like you aren't,
Yeah, but
you aren't major sellers. You sell off some pieces to set you up for next year and where you can be.
But I think that's a problem for the Rays
Successful.
because, like, the pieces that they're gonna sell off is like Junior Caminario, right? Who's like one of their best hitters right now. I mean, you trade Junior, and like obviously, next year you're gonna get Juan Encarnacion Strand back, and you're gonna have Matt McClain back, and you're gonna have all these all these dudes back, but Junior's been really good, and if you want to make a playoff push this year, I mean, if you trade Junior, I don't know what that's gonna look like. And then maybe you could trade Frankie Montas, Nick Martinez, but I mean, like, I don't know how much you're gonna get for those dudes, bro. Like, they've been mid at best.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about trading Jonathan India.
Oh yeah, Jonathan India. That's
having the possibility
that is a piece that they could trade and get, and I think they can get some value for sure.
Yeah. And have Encarnacion Strand, Ellie, Spencer Steer out there. You can probably. Will Benson is not good.
Well, Benson's still under like a lot of club control, so I doubt they would trade him.
Yeah, I was just looking. They have 2 right fielders, Nick Martini, but again, he's not going to get you much.
Yeah.
Maybe trade like TJ Friedel. Yeah, and he's not going to get you much.
So the thing is, like, a lot of the guys they can trade, except for Junior, like, I don't know if they're going to get much. They're almost like better off. Jonathan India is probably the one guy that they could trade and get some good value for.
Yeah. You're talking Jameer, right? Not Junior.
Candelario. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's because you have Novelli Marte, you can trade Candelario.
Yeah, but you can't trade. I wouldn't trade Candelario and Jonathan India.
You can trade one of the two. You have a little bit more options there.
I would trade Candelario over. Well, I don't know, because who's going to play first base? Spencer Steer can.
Yeah, and then you got Strand for next year.
He's more of a corner outfielder. Because if you're going to play Matt McClain.
Designated as a first baseman.
Yeah, but the thing is like Spencer Steer is technically like a third baseman, first baseman. Yeah. But Ellie's going to play third base next year probably with Matt McClain playing shortstop.
Mm-hmm.
And then Noelvi's going to play second base probably. So then first base I would put Spencer Steer because he can't play the outfield. I guess you probably throw him out there, but
yeah, so then that
Encarnacion Strand is actually he actually came up as an outfielder.
Yeah. And that does mean you've got India and Candelario that can be
they're expendable.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought before Matt McClain got hurt this year, I thought for sure they were going to trade Jonathan India before the season even started.
Mhm.
But then Matt McClain got hurt, and that kind of changed everything.
Yeah.
So
And then you also have Encarnacio Strand getting hurt. You've got Novelli Marte out for PEDs.
yeah, the 60
Like-
games or 80 games.
It fucking the whole first half of the year was thrown upside down.
hmm
I think you got to address pitching too, because
I mean, they got good young pitchers though. Nick Lodolo,
yeah,
Andrew Abbott. You know, like their pitchers are young, but that's
I
the
don't
thing.
think you can go and put up, Ashcroft and Montas as your 4 or 5 though.
Nah, they could definitely. I mean, you could never use enough starting pitching, bro. That's the one thing about pitching. But their bullpen sucks, dude. Like that bullpen is fucking atrocious. They 100% need like to revamp that whole thing. And the one thing that hella hurts their bullpen this year is like Alexis Diaz was hella good last year, and this year he's terrible.
Mhm. I mean, he's got 19 saves.
That's terrible, man. Damn,
He's
it's actually
1 and
crazy,
3.
dude.
He's 1 and 3 with 19 saves. It's not that bad.
Damn, by ERA, the Cincinnati Reds are actually the 5th best bullpen.
I was gonna say he's got a 4.33. It's not great, but it's not bad.
I feel like they blow every fucking game. They're 12 and 21. They have 21 losses. Their bullpen does.
Yeah, that's rough.
So they do blow a lot of fucking games.
Fernando Cruz, 7 losses. He's 3 and 7.
Yeah,
Lucas Sims, 1 and 4. I mean, Diaz is 1 and 3, but he does have 19 saves.
but he also has like a 4 point something ERA. Last year he had like a 1.9 ERA.
Yeah, 4.33.
Damn, that's crazy that they're fucking 5th in bullpen ERA because
Mm-hmm.
I would have never fucking guessed that, dude. Insane. They have a better bullpen ERA than the fucking Mariners. They have a better bullpen ERA than the fucking Orioles. They got a better bullpen ERA than the Phillies.
That's
It's crazy. All right. Any other baseball you want to talk about, Ben?
Let's see. I mean, I think the Toronto Blue Jays have fallen into that no chance in making a wild card spot.
Oh yeah, they're cooked. Before the All-Star break, their GM he came out and said that they didn't have any interest trading anybody that didn't have club control beyond this season, but apparently they are changing course on that, and now they are willing to listen to they are willing to listen to trade offers on guys that do have club control beyond this season.
Yeah, I think they had a dying hope that they were going to come off strong.
Well, I think I just think that they've always had this intuition that like, and this dates back to the last couple of years that like they could just build this thing around Bo and Vlad and everything's gonna fall into place. But they signed George Springer and George Springer's just been like fucking absolutely crippled since they signed him, and he's a shell of himself.
Yeah, day to day though, 2 home runs today.
Yeah, today he did, but he's a shell of what he once was.
Yep.
And Alejandro Kirk had a career year 2 years ago, so they traded Gabriel Moreno for Dalton Varsho, who had a career year 2 years ago, and Dalton Varsho hasn't had anywhere near of an impact as he did in Arizona. And then on the flip side, like Gabriel Moreno has been great for Arizona, so that trade looks like a massive L. Obviously, Alek Manoah has gotten hurt, hasn't looked the same. Now he's out for the year. Their starting pitching just in general just has declined. But I definitely think that they'd be smart to trade, dude. They'd be smart to fucking kind of blow this thing up and restart.
Yep. I'm with you on that. I mean, get what you can for these players before they have zero value.
Yeah, and I mean, like, bro, you could call a team tomorrow, like the fucking Mariners, dude, and be like, okay, we'll offer you Vlad Guerrero Jr. Like, what are you gonna give us, dude? And the Mariners will probably give you everything because they need a bat so bad, bro.
Yeah.
And that's why, in my opinion, like, I don't care like who you are as a GM or where your team's at, bro. To say that everybody's untouchable is that's just not smart, dude. Like, I'll always listen to a call, dude. Like, I'll listen, right? Because you might be blown away, bro. Mariners might call you and be like, yo, we'll give you Emerson. We'll give you fucking Harry Ford. You know, we'll give you, just they might throw the fucking kitchen sink at you, bro. And you're going to sit there and be like, no. And you're fucking 7.5, 8 games back of a fucking wild card.
Yeah.
Like, why? Like, kickstart a rebuild quickly.
Yep.
And we've seen this happen with multiple teams. Look at the Nationals, bro. The Nationals were dead in the water. They traded Juan Soto for fucking James Wood, Mackenzie Gore, CJ Abrams. Bro, those three guys are going to be fucking key figures, key components to a playoff team next year. Maybe even this year. They might make a playoff this year.
They could, yeah.
So don't ever... See, this is why MLB teams need to hire me, Ben. They could hire me. I could run their shit, dude. Because I would never just sit there and be like, no. I'm not listening on Vlad Guerrero Jr. No. No. I will absolutely listen. But you got to blow me away. Give me a package like the Nationals got for Juan Soto. Pfft, I'll give you anyone, bro.
Yeah.
Nobody's off limits, dude.
Yeah. Oh, they fucking won that Juan Soto trade.
Oh, big time. Because the fact that fucking Juan Soto's not even on the Padres anymore.
Yeah.
Although I will say the Padres did a good job flipping Juan Soto because basically they flipped Juan Soto for Dylan Cease, Michael King, and who else? There's one more guy that was in that trade. Yoshioka, but someone else, dude. Who the fuck am I missing? Dylan Cease. Michael King. I mean, even Dylan Cease and Michael King, I mean, that's your two best starters for that team, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, at least they got something in return.
Well, I think the big thing is that they got something because we knew Juan Soto wasn't going to resign.
Yeah. I mean, he might have. But they weren't going to take their chance.
Yeah.
Nor should they have. All right, let's get some best bets.
Here we go. All right, I just have one tomorrow. I think this line is very underpriced for what you're getting here. I'm going to go Detroit money line. Sitting at -110 right now. You got Scooball on the hill going against Carrasco. I know Cleveland does hit lefties well, but they struggle against the four-seam fastball, which is Scooball's best pitch. Throws it 32% of the time. And same with the sinker, which is his second best pitch, which he throws 21% of the time. Cleveland has been struggling offensively. Jordan, you said it. They've scored one run in the last 18 innings. And I think this is going to be one of those where they continue to struggle. So you could definitely look at first five tomorrow. You're probably not going to get as good value. But I do like Detroit money line at -111.
Son of a bitch.
That was your bet, huh?
I bet it -107 earlier. Now it's about -110, -111. It's moving. So I would get it now. I would honestly play it to -120. The Guardians have not been good offensively. In their last 14 days, they have 65 WRC plus, which is dead last in all of baseball. 103 ISO. So we are seeing that offensive regression come from them. And the Tigers on the flip side are playing really good ball. And then Carrasco is going to be on the mound for the Guardians, who is a fucking cookie tosser. So I love the Tigers here. Like I said, I got a -107. Ben got a -111. I would play it to -120, even -125 probably. So that's where I'm at with that one. And then I also like the Rockies +1.5 at even money tomorrow against the Red Sox. The Red Sox have to travel at night to Colorado to play the Rockies tomorrow.
That was an early game.
You still gotta travel, bro. Like, they didn't leave the stadium until they probably still haven't even left for Colorado yet.
No, they have.
They have.
That game ended like 4 hours ago.
No, dude, the game ended at like 7 something. But you still gotta do your media work and all that stuff, and then you gotta pack. You gotta go to the fucking. I'm telling you right now, bro. Rockies +1.5. Boston Red Sox have been due for regression. They had a 395 BABIP in the last 30 days. That is just unsustainable. And the Rockies actually play really good ball at home, man. So I like the Rockies +1.5 here at even money. This line is gonna move. This line is gonna move +1.5. There's probably gonna close +1.5 -120. And honestly, and the Red Sox, they don't hit lefties well at all, dude. They could barely hit James Paxton today. Like that shit was an embarrassment, bro.
Yeah.
The fact they couldn't hit this motherfucker. They're 20th in the Major League Baseball against left-handed pitching, 95 WRC plus, only a 142 ISO with a 29% K rate. So they'll be opposing Austin Gomber, who's actually the Rockies' best pitcher as well.
I would also might want to throw a little bit of money line on Cincinnati +140 tomorrow.
I don't think that either. That was another one. I told you before the show, Ben, I like a lot of games tomorrow, which is a problem, and Cincinnati was one of them.
Yeah, Atlanta losing a big piece of that lineup today in Ozzy Albies for 8 weeks, man, and that was such a freak injury. I can't believe he fractured his wrist on that, but man, 8 weeks is going to be difficult for Atlanta, and that might be a big blow for them. I mean, fuck, at this point, they might be thinking of the possibility of selling for the playoffs.
Nah, they're still in pretty.
I know they're still
in control.
4 games up, but man, injury blow after injury blow. How deep can they go?
It has not been good for them, dude, at all. But yeah, I agree with you, dude. I do like the Reds tomorrow. I haven't bet it, but I was looking at that. Like I said, dude, there's a lot of games that I like tomorrow. Looking at the slate, and Reynaldo Lopez also due for some regression, dude. Like, he cannot continue pitching a 1.9 ERA or whatever the fuck it is. All right, thank you everybody for hanging out with us and talking some ball. We'll be back on Tuesday night. We'll be breaking down some games for Wednesday's slate of baseball. So you definitely want to tap in there. Yeah, make sure to download the Sharps app, SHARPZ, straight to your mobile device. Use promo code JORD517. It's free to download, free to use. Sharps app, track your bets, become a better bettor. Follow us on Instagram at Taproom Sports Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Taproom_sports. Follow myself at Jordan Rules TSP. We'll be back on Tuesday night. See y'all then. Have a blessed Monday. Peace.